One continent, one voice. Africa World Hour with Tsepiso Makwetla on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Now, from Netflix engineer to 12 million app downloads, Muoyo Okome is rewriting the rules of software creation. In an age where AI can become your co-pilot, he's proving, though, that speed, agility, and bold thinking can outpace perfectionism. Muoyo, very good evening to you, and thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us.
Good evening, good afternoon for me.
So tell us a little bit more about what you've done that's made your mother and many others of your admirers so proud.
Sure. So I guess what you'd be referring to is recently I've been leveraging AI to build mobile applications, specifically for iOS. I've been involved in doing that for a long time, probably since 2011, 2012, but lately, with the ramp up in AI, I've been able to take advantage of that.
So I want to then talk about what exactly you have created. So these apps, and also tell us about the role that tools like data AI, sensor tower, and mobile action played in helping you get ahead.
Sure. So what I've been doing is essentially building very small apps for consumers, and I look for spaces where people are already looking for a solution. Maybe there are a few existing apps, maybe not, but people are searching, and then I implement it. So this kind of cuts down on, the need to educate the market, or essentially I can start reaching my customers and monetizing more quickly. Now, in terms of the tools you mentioned, like Data.ai and Sensor Tower, those are different research tools that allow me to see what is the demand for a certain term, and where might there be a mismatch in terms of the demand and the supply. And yeah, I think that's the short way of talking about it.
So just give me a little bit more detail about these apps that you've created. I think there are three of them that I mentioned in an interview that I saw that you did, and that's how obviously we got in touch. But and explain a little bit more about vibe coding, what that is, and what exactly it does, and how it helps you do what you do.
Absolutely. So vibe coding, it was a term coined by a gentleman named Andre Karpathy. I don't know his exact position at OpenAI, but he's um, very important in this AI space. And it's talking about AI-based coding, to put it simply. And the reason for using the word vibe is because you're allowing the AI or the computer to do a lot of the work and more or less going on vibes. Now, that's not the whole truth of it, but that's the idea behind the term. And so the three apps you've seen were the first three that I've created using vibe coding. The first was an AI rock identifier app. So it uses AI vision to be able to tell the difference between different types of rocks, and it's used by people who collect rocks. The second was a math helper app. I called it Math Cheat because that's something people are actually searching for. But it uses vision again to look at a math problem, and then it breaks down the steps to a solution so that you can see the answer, and then you can see how you work out your way to get there. So it can be used by kids doing simple addition all the way up to people doing calculus, or grad level statistics, or whatever the case may be. Then the third was a journal called Purposeful, and it's a mobile journal product. I've wanted to create one for a long time. Um, it appeals to me because it's the type of product that you can continue to add to, and people can get a lot of long-term value from it. But all three of them were the first apps that I used vibe coding to create, and I just released another one that's an antique identifier, and it's built on the same technology, but it's for antiques.
And how is this change what you're talking about, and I'm thinking about the not only the testing but the development phase of it, this coding first mindset, and where you are, where technology is at the moment, particularly with AI. Can you just explain to us a little bit more what has really changed and what is becoming game changing?
I think the biggest change for me, I mean, there's a lot of changes, and this will honestly touch about every industry in some way. But for me, has been the speed with which you can bring something from idea to reality. So it's actually we're actually in a place where just about anyone, if they consider themselves an idea person,
Mm-hmm.
can create something. Now, it does create, sometimes the AI will make mistakes and you'll have to repeat your instructions or rethink how to do something. So it's not that you push one button and it'll be done, but if you have some grit, then you can certainly use one of these tools and create something without being able to code. So for me, I'm somebody who has been able to code, but it enables me to do much more, more quickly. It kind of amplifies my abilities. And whereas, you know, maybe building the first version of one of these apps would take me a few weeks, now it can take a few days, or I can get it from idea to the App Store within a week.
So, one thing, you often see with apps that they'll say that they fixed the bugs. So, talk
Yeah.
to me about the interaction, the balance between AI generated outcomes or coding with a human oversight. So, how does that help in terms of minimizing bugs?
So it can actually both help and hinder you because the AI has a mind of its own. So if you ask it the more you ask it to do at one time, the more mistakes it's going to make, or the further it may go from what your original vision was. But if you're asking it to complete pretty small steps that are well defined, then it will be more reliable. Now, for the bugs that you create, or even the bugs that it creates, you can feed those bugs back into the system and it will give you an idea how to solve it, or it may even help you to solve it by itself. So it can definitely be a tool that can help you to fix a lot of things, but it can also create problems if you're using it the wrong way.
All right. And just a quick final one. Explain a little bit more about crash analytics, what exactly that is, and how do you
Sure.
also tweak to ensure that you're getting qualitative user feedback?
Sure. Crashlytics is it's a software. It's now it was purchased by Google. It lives under their tool Firebase, or their ecosystem Firebase. So it's available for free, and it allows you to become aware of crashes that happen within your app, whether that's on Google Play or iOS. And you can see how many devices are having it, which platforms they're using. Is it iPad? Is it iPhone? What countries they're located in, and it just helps you to find out what those problems are so that you can solve them and make your customers more happy.
Well, Moyo, we really appreciate you speaking to us about your story, the big leap in technology and how you've used it to your advantage. Wishing you all the best. He has launched, as we mentioned, several apps with 12 million downloads, a rock identifier, as he mentioned, a math helper, and a purposeful journal. Muoyo Okome speaking to us about how he's writing the rules of software creation. And that's how we come to the end of Africa World Hour.